As long as there have been movies, there have been stunts. Cinema is designed as a medium to showcase spectacle, and there are few subjects as visually enthralling as seeing someone pull off truly jaw-dropping stunts. But as long as there have been stunts, there have also been stunts which went wrong. The real problem arises when the failed stunt puts the life of its performer at risk. So I am Gareth, you are watching What Culture, and here are 10 movie stunts that went completely wrong. Number 10, Romancing the Stone, the Waterfall Mayhem. 1984's Romancing the Stone is a superb fusion of light-hearted rom-com and Indiana Jones-style adventure. A breezy, fun romp which the later likes of 2008's Fool's Gold proved is not as easy to pull off as it seems. It's all down to the charming chemistry between stars Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas, as well as some truly stunning stunts from long before CGI often replaced the life and limb risking art of actual stunt work. Case in point, the almost fatal filming of the movie's unforgettable waterfall sequence. In the film, Turner and Douglas are leaping out of a truck as it careens over the edge of a waterfall. A veteran stuntman almost lost his life during the insanely risky sequence, which saw him and a colleague leap from the truck to theoretical safety. Of course, the stuntman's board, which was intended to fling him to safety, malfunctioned, throwing him into the very real whirlpool below instead. Meanwhile, his colleague was stunned upon hitting the water, leaving him floating toward the edge too. Luckily, the former was able to beat the strong currents and swim to safety, whilst the latter was caught before he reached the waterfall's edge. Number 9, 7, Punching the Wrong Glass. There is no denying that Brad Pitt more than earned his paycheck during his collaborations with noted perfectionist David Fincher. Despite the director's infamous penchant for countless retakes, apparently Fincher is open to improvisation when it comes to the welfare of his actors. At least that might explain why he told Edward Norton to punch Pitt in the ear, instead of where the actors had previously agreed on, in order to prompt a more authentic reaction during the filming of 1999's Fight Club. I know we don't talk about it. Then again, maybe Fincher just wanted revenge for everything that Pitt put the production of Seven through when he injured himself on set. The cast that his character is seen wearing throughout the film? Well, Pitt earned it for real by planting his arm through a window during the filming of one dramatic sequence, breaking a bone in the process and necessitating the cast for the rest of the filming process. And speaking of Pitt, I want to know, what is your favourite Pitt performance of all time? No, not a performance from a Pitt, a performance from Brad Pitt. I need to stop saying Pitt. Number 8, G.I. Joe, Rise of the Cobra. Don't play with explosives. If you've ever wondered whether female action stars have a hard time pulling off risky stunts whilst wearing skin-tight bodysuits, G.I. Joe star Sienna Miller can offer an answer. The actor starred as super-villainous Baroness and excelled in that role, nailing the campy, over-the-top tone of this self-aware action blockbuster. However, her experience of the film's production was plagued with accidents, as she sprained her wrist before shooting even began by slipping on a rubber bullet when rehearsing a fight sequence. That is bad luck. As if that weren't enough, the actor's iconic outfit almost caused her grievous injury too, when an explosion threatened to set fire to her chest. The costume caught fire during filming due to the outsized impact of an on-set explosion, leaving Miller briefly alight. Damn. Luckily, the production was soon able to stem the blaze, and Miller later reassured concerned fans during a press conference that luckily it wasn't my breast, it was the bit in between, it got a bit burned. Glad to have that cleared up. Number 7, Back to the Future Part 3, A Real Hanging. The Back to the Future trilogy was home to some serious on-set accidents, as evidenced by the brutal injury one stuntwoman suffered whilst filming the second installment's iconic hoverboard chase scene. But it was during the making of the third film that one of the trilogy's stars was almost killed on set due to a disastrously mishandled stunt. In a decision whose consequences really should have been obvious, director Robert Zemeckis and actor Michael J. Fox decided that Fox would simply hold the rope around his neck during a hanging sequence in order to avoid actually choking. Oh boy, you can see where this is going. As most people blessed with common sense could likely guess, the maneuver failed and Fox quickly began genuinely choking during the filming of the brief scene. Fox lost consciousness during the shoot and had to be resuscitated on set set when an extra luckily recognized what was happening. But that didn't stop Zemeckis from using the take in the finished film, when life gives you lemons and all that. Number 6. Ghostland. One scene resulted in a lawsuit. Marta's director Pascal Laugier is no stranger to controversy. The director's divisive 2008 new French extremity horror pushed the boundaries of on-screen gore. But Laugier took things way too far when he allowed a serious accident to occur for real on the set of his later flop, Ghostland. This disappointing horror from 2016 saw one of its stars permanently disfigured when she fell through a glass window that her character was supposed to thump on. When the glass actually shattered, there were no safety precautions in place to stop her from landing in the shards, resulting in permanent facial scarring for Taylor Hickson. The actor soon sued the production for gross negligence, noting that her promising career was affected by the life-altering injury, in a horrific accident which made the worst film on Laugier's CV even more regrettable. Thanks for checking out this list today, you lovely person you. And if you're enjoying what you're watching, then hit that subscribe button down below and you will get more of these What Culture videos in your life. Number 5. The Passion of the Christ, unintentional whipping. Some of the stunts which went wrong in this list left actors largely untouched. Not so in the case of controversial director Mel Gibson's acclaimed Christ biopic / ultra-violent endurance horror, The Passion of the Christ. The actor playing Jesus himself, relative unknown Jim Caviezel, not only suffered 2 very real gashes as a result of actual unintentional whipping during the film's torture sequences, but he was also later struck by lightning during the film shoot. Caviezel suffered the 14-inch cuts when a prop flogger accidentally sliced open his back for real, an occurrence that actually happened twice due to the unerringly realistic length of the film's public whipping scene. Meanwhile, the lightning incident occurred when the actor was hauling a wooden cross uphill, in what was hopefully just a very obvious health and safety hazard and not a sign of disapproval from the heavens. You never know. Number 4. Die Hard, a harsh landing. Between Bruce Willis' sharp wit, Alan Rickman's peerless villainous charm, and a cadre of memorable supporting characters, there are few action movies as perfect as the iconic 1988 siege thriller Die Hard. Of course, the film is also filled with pulse-pounding action heroics. Remember the terrifying moment when everyman hero John McClane underestimates a jump and bounces off the wall of an air vent, almost plummeting down into the empty shaft below? Do you ever wonder how director John McTiernan pulled off such a bone-bruisingly realistic bounce? Well, the answer is, well, by accidentally doing it for real. Star Bruce Willis stuntman genuinely missed his cue and fell down the set's makeshift elevator shaft, resulting in the painful impact seen on screen. It was just too good of a take to waste, though. As such, the moment was carefully kept in the completed film via clever editing. Number 3. Blade Runner, slippery when wet. Ridley Scott's ambitious follow-up to his small-scale, space-based horror Alien was an entirely different beast, not literally, taking the form of the sprawling sci-fi neo-noir Blade Runner. Eventually released in 1982, the film's production was troubled from the jump. The studio were confused, test audiences even more so, and iconic sci-fi scribe Philip K. Dick's novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep proved difficult to adapt to screen. However, whilst the studio went from unsupportive to outright hostile, the cast were peerless in their commitment to the material. Just look at the experience of the film's breakout star Daryl Hannah. During the making of one particularly intense chase sequence, Hannah slipped on set, shattering her elbow when she fell through a van window. The bone was broken in 8 places and Hannah's arm is still scarred. But the actor's commitment saw the take actually make it into the finished film. She definitely suffered for her art here. Number 2. Scream, umbrellas can be dangerous. The iconic 1996 slasher Scream saw the creator of A Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven, revive the ailing subgenre for a second time. A witty deconstruction of slasher tropes with a killer script from I Know What You Did Last Summer scribe Kevin Williamson. Unfortunately for some cast members, though, the terror wasn't entirely fictitious during the film's shoot. Future Riverdale star Skeet Ulrich's then recent heart surgery scar was pulled open by an unfortunately misaimed umbrella stab during filming. A stunt performer made the unfortunate blunder whilst filming the movie's climactic fight scene. The jab wouldn't have been as serious for another actor, but the placement of the scar left Ulrich in a bad way. Luckily, not every misstep on set was this dangerous. After all, when Ulrich himself unintentionally hit co-star Matthew Lillard with a prop. This incident prompted nothing more serious than the iconic ad-lib of "You hit me with a phone," and then he said a D-word. Number 1, The Abyss. Ed Harris almost drowned. This one is a rare double-header, as one disastrous stunt gone wrong ended up leading to an intentional injury being inflicted by the aggrieved actor involved. Let me explain. Veteran screen star Ed Harris reportedly punched director James Cameron over the filmmaker allowing his underwater sequence to drag on so long that the actor lost consciousness. Cameron is no stranger to controversy and has often been accused of pushing actors to their limit. He may be seen by many as a mercurial genius, but according to Harris, the director crossed the line on the set of the 1989 sci-fi thriller The Abyss. The actor alleges that Cameron told the crew not to provide Harris with oxygen during shooting of the film's deep-sea diving sequence, continuing to film even after the actor signaled that it was time to cut. Harris later said that the traumatic stunt gone wrong left him breaking down in his car on the way home, emotionally distraught, and that this was the cause of his eventual physical confrontation with the director. He was not happy and he let Jim know about it.